Hey, welcome to the channel. It's ItsSMOGONdevo here. Just doing some recordings for some Nightmare Cup stuff. Just wanted to do a little intro to the channel before I actually went into the battles. So I'm going to be covering a lot of Pokemon Go PvP content. Maybe a little bit of VGC stuff down the road, although it looks like the Ultra Series is just about to wrap up, so we'll see about that. But my focus right now is definitely on the PvP scene in Go. So I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff, practice matches, going to try to record my future cups. I didn't get an invite to regionals because I missed the first two cups. Either that or I just suck. But yeah, just I guess look forward to practice matches. I'm going to try to do a lot of tournament stuff too, and maybe some discussion down the road. Eventually, if I can get to it, some streaming. But yeah, just enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, so jumping into this first battle. Gonna go with one of the teams I've set up to catch a Croak or a Rat lead. So we lead the Chew. We get the Rat, which is what I was expecting. So ideally in this match, you want to land a Wild Charge and try to bait a shield. You still lose, but if you can just get as much damage as possible, that's ideal. So he decides to take the Thunder Punch. I'm going to go ahead and block the Crunch and try to bait his shield with Wild Charge here. Oh, okay, I actually go for Thunder Punch. He does block it, so it's really the same thing. By now I think my Chew's put in enough work, so I'm going to let it go down. Bring in my own Raticate. Just going to farm some energy here. I don't want to burn my own shield. I can pretty much take a Hyper Fang or a Crunch without worrying about it. So, farm some energy up. Gonna wait to see what he brings in. Just Hyper Fang it. It is Croak. I get a shield, thankfully. I'm gonna let my Raticate go down. Bring in Zatsu. So this matchup's actually really cool. You can pretty much just farm the Croak. Shield whatever it goes for. And just keep building up your energy. Now we're both at 0 shields, and I have 2 Ominous Winds ready to go. So I'm just going to fire up the Ominous Wind. I was just waiting to see what he'd actually bring in. So we get off that Ominous Wind, and now I can just get the second one off right away as well, and take the win right there. I actually really like this team. I have 2 different teams that are both designed to catch Rat and Croak leads, which I'm finding pretty popular. And this is just one of them. So jumping into match number 2. I didn't even see what I just picked there. But let's see. So I lead Croak this time around. I luckily get his Rat. It's a pretty easy match for me. So if he does switch out, I'm going to quick switch into my Spiritomb. I figured he'd be bringing in a Psychic User, so now I just get to go at it with Spiritomb pretty much. I'm going to take the first move. Didn't really want to burn a shield there when I know I can win this matchup. So we get the Ominous Wind, Spiritomb takes that. I'm locked in right now, so I'm expecting the Rat, yeah, he's going to farm me. So I decide to go for Ominous Wind just to do some chip. Maybe I should have went for the Shadow Ball there, but I had the Ominous Wind ready. Here I actually try and get the Shadow Ball just to do a little bit more chip. But now he's in a position where he has a ton of energy. So whatever comes in is taking something big. I feel the Hyper Fang coming, so I decide to shield it. He baits me. But that's okay. The second one I'm going to let Croak take because I know I can take Hyper Fang and still be alive. And I don't want to burn both my shields on this match. He brings in Raichu, so I'm going to burn one of his shields. Mud Bomb. Try to get the second Mud Bomb and burn the second shield. Yeah, cool. So I get both shields, and now I'm going to be left with my Mirror Match. So I know I can take a Wild Charge or a Thunder Punch, so I decide to let the first move hit. does about half, so now I have that in my head. I'm going to build for my own wild charge. I'm going to shield this just in case it's a second wild charge, so that I can actually get to my own wild charge and go for the KO. So we take that match as well and move on to the next battle. This is one of the lineups I do like to use versus opposing 3D teams. I decided to try out something new and use the Xatu lead instead of the Shift Tree lead, which I will actually find out was a mistake. So I lead into his Raichu, which kind of sucks for me. I'm going to try and bait one of his shields. Actually, no, that's not what I end up doing. I try to switch out after getting some energy, but I'm too slow. I thought I could take that Thunder Punch, but I couldn't. So I let Xatu go. Now I'm in with my Spiritomb. Getting some energy. This time around I am going to shield the Thunder Punch coming in. He switches out, and I'm going to Ominous Wind. I can actually win this match. He shields the first Ominous Wind. I probably should have went for Shadow Ball here, but I decided to just go for a second Ominous Wind. And now I'll shield it so that I can take out his Chew later with my Spiritomb. I'm going to knock him down with fast moves and just build some energy. I'm expecting Chew to come back in, so I kind of just launch this Ominous Wind. That was a bad move. Now I switch into my Croak, or try to. I'm gonna melt down his Raticate. He does get the switch out. Now I will Mud Bomb. He's gonna shield it. I don't have any shields, so this Thunder Punch will hurt. Now I have to deal with his Rat. He had a Crunch, so he does manage to get the damage. And now I actually make a misplay right here. I should have just went for Ominous Wind, because I would have killed him at this range, but I got greedy and tried to go for Shadow Ball, so he ends up taking me out. So we lose that one, but it's alright. I made a small misplay. I'm actually going to revert the lineup back to the Shift Tree setup, and I'm just going to reuse it, as I was supposed to do. Yeah, I actually really like this lineup to beat opposing 3D teams. Shift Tree pretty much takes on any of the Raticates that I expect to face. So I lead Shift Tree and I get lucky here versus a Hypno. So I'm just going to Razor Leaf Spam him, make a quick switch into my Croak. I think I actually meant to go Spiritomb, but misclick. So he gets his Mud Bomb. I'm not sure exactly what happened here. I thought he had, or I had Charge Move priority, but he gets his Mud Bomb first. But I do have an energy advantage somehow. I decide to go for the Mud Bomb again. He shields it. I'm going to let my Croak go down because I don't want to burn both of my shields on this matchup, especially when his Croak is so low. And now that I've done the damage, I bring in my Spiritomb, take out his own Croak, and almost have the Ominous Wind. He does bring in this Raticate. I'm going to build some energy and switch into Shift Tree. I want to be as healthy as possible, so I'm going to shield this Hyper Fang coming in. And then I Leaf Blade. Just to kill the Raticate. He has no shields, he can't stop it. But he manages to switch out to his Hypno. I'm going to stay in and just keep going at it. I do make another misplay. I should have just Leaf Bladed right here, but I thought I'd be able to knock him out before I went down to Confusion. It's not how it worked out, but luckily this time his Raticate is weaker, so I'll go immediately for the Shadow Ball and take it out with my Spiritomb. Another misplay, but we did take the match. Alright, so let's start this one too. I decide to lead with my Eradicate. I catch his Hypno again. Now I'm starting to think, or by this point I'm actually starting to think that his Hypno only has Shadow Ball because I haven't seen him ever go for the Focus Blast. Anyways, I switch out to the Spiritomb. I let him get me with the Thunder Punch because I don't want to burn my shields yet. He lets his Chew go down. I know he has Hypno in the back. Now I'm just trying to see what else he has. Experiencing some lag. He brings out his Croak, so I'm going to try and Shield Bait here. I thought I might be able to get a second Ominous Wind. So I decided to go for the first Ominous Wind with the bait instead. Couldn't get to it, unfortunately. But now we're back in the Xatu matchup. I just have to shield whatever charge move he goes for and continue building. Switches out. So I'm trying to switch to my Eradicate as well. There we go. And yeah, I realized at this point that he only had Shadow Ball, so... Or sorry, I realized that now actually. He's only gone for Shadow Ball up until now, so I figure the next move coming out will also be a Shadow Ball. So instead of going for the charge move, I just keep building. Farm a ton of energy. I go for a Shield Bait on his Croak. Honestly, I probably could have just Hyper Fang twice. But luckily, he fell for the bait, and now I go Hyper Fang. Let me take that. And yeah, he confirmed that he didn't have Focus Blast. Alright, so I'm using one of my teams designed to catch the Croak and the Rat lead again. I get the Croak lead. So how you do this depends on what charge move priority you have. If you do have it, then you try to bait the Thunder Punch first. Hopefully you get the shield, and then you just go for Wild Charge. If you don't have charge move priority, I like to just Thunder Punch twice. In this case, I actually try to switch out and catch a Mud Bomb with Xatu. But I switch a bit too early, so he catches it. And now I try to bait a shield. I get the shield, but at this point I'm thinking my Xatu is not going to do a whole lot, so I'm going to take whatever charge move. Luckily for me, it's actually Acid Spray. I was trying for Air Slash, but I should have just Ominous Wind to get some chip. Take the Acid Spray. I'm just gonna farm energy. I don't know why he didn't Acid Spray me or Dark Pulse me. I think he was lagging. Don't know if it would have mattered that much. I still would have been in this position to Hyper Fang twice. And now I can Crunch twice. Although Rat may have died to the Air Slash damage, I suppose. And we take that match. He might have been able to turn that match around if he wasn't lagging. I think it would have been more or less the same result, and I did have something in the back, but that's what happened. So this is an example of Shiftry actually not being in a good position on the lead. But I decided to stick it out because I don't want to lose switch advantage. I just let Shift take whatever he's going to do. Now here I tried to get a Leaf Tornado bait to lower his attack. I do get the bait, but I don't get the debuff, unfortunately. So now I'm just riding out the match. He decides to Acid Spray me twice, actually, so I let Shift go down knowing that I am at an advantage of shields now. Bring in my Croak to get a little bit of an energy lead. He brings in his own Croak, so now I just have to ride this matchup. I know I have energy advantage, so I win this matchup. He's going to shield the first Mud Bomb, and so will I. Now I just have to get to my second Mud Bomb to get rid of his Croak. Because I have the energy advantage, I do get it. Now we just have to take out his Raticate. Pretty good matchup for Croak. And we take that match as well. And that's actually it.